Hey everyone, it's me again. I'm gonna keep talking to you guys about how we can build our best reading life as we work in our new temporary school. We're still working on improving our stamina and building our stamina at home so we can continue to grow our reading in our temporary school. So if we recap on some of the things that we've been doing already this week, we've talked about what it means to engage in real reading. Take a minute right now, jot or reflect. How has that been going? Have you been able to become a little bit more aware of some of the struggles and distractions of working at home? What have you done to eliminate those issues as you try to get your reading life at home on solid ground so that you can be the best reader you can be? What are some things that you notice work for you as a reader at home so that you can continue doing those things and set yourself up to continue to show success or to get yourself on that path to success? Your reading log. I'm still looking at those. Even though you didn't submit it yet, I can still see the work you're doing on there. Make sure anytime you're reading, even if it's for science and social studies, which there are things that you'll be reading that you can put in your reading log, make sure you're jotting everything. What are you noticing about yourself as a reader? Are you reading at certain times in the day and noticing that you do better at one time of the day versus the next? Are you noticing that a certain type of book is something that you tend to read more of versus another style of book? What are some of those things that are helping you figure out what you need to be a strong reader? So as we think about that and we think about these books and your options, we're going to take a minute today and talk about how you can be successful by selecting those just right books. Okay, so there's a few different things that go into that idea of selecting just right books. So when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about my new journey that I've been going on of trying to get my workouts in at home. So all of you guys know all I do typically during the school year is get stuff ready for you, go to school, hang out with you guys at school, and go to the gym. And that's just my schedule. So my gym's been closed for a month now. And I've been trying to find new ways to work out. And one thing that I've been trying my best to take up is running. So I try to run at least 2 miles a day. The most I've gotten so far is about 4 miles. But as I started that, I kind of had to stop and think about, okay, well, what do I need to be successful to run outside? So the biggest thing for me was shoes. So I had to think, okay, what shoes would be just right for me to run outside? So I'm looking at my shoes and I'm like, all right, well, these are tennis shoes, right? These are my dirty old Converse. And I'm like, yeah, I wear these outside. These are fine, right? Then I kind of thought about it and I was like, well, the way I have them tied, they're not tight around my feet and they're kind of a flat shoe and they don't really have much support and my feet get cold in them. What if it's cold outside? So then I was like, okay, not gonna wear my Converse. I need a better shoe than that. So then I picked up these Adidas shoes that I used to wear in my old gym. And I'm like, okay, well, I wore these to run and work out and lift weights at my other gym. These might be good for a 3-4 mile run. And then I kind of thought about it and I was like, yeah, but they're white and I'm going to be running outside. And normally when I run with these shoes, I'm running inside. So I was like, I don't want them to get any more dirty if I have to run in a puddle or something like that. And then I kind of thought about it more and I was like, running on a treadmill is a little bit different than running outside. I think I still need something that's going to help support my feet more so that I don't sprain my ankle and fall. So then I thought to myself, all right, well, what about these tennis shoes? These are my other shoes that I've worn to the gym before. They have a little bit more support in the heel. They have the little bubble Air Max to help me. And I remember they have a better arch support. So I thought, okay, well, what about these shoes? They're dark. They kind of are fitting the criteria. And then I thought about the last time I wore them and I was like, they're kind of tight on my feet. They don't fit the greatest. And after a while, they really make my feet hurt. So even though these might be good shoes, they're not just right for me and what I want to do with them right now. So I thought, okay, better not these ones. So then finally, I go in and I find these, my Adidas Ultra Boost, and I was like, oh, you know what? These ones are just right for running outside. They're dark, so if they get dirty, they'll be really easy to clean. They're made for running outside. When you go on the website, they're in the running shoe category. They have really nice rubber on the bottom to grip, and then they have that nice little reflective strip. So when I'm running, and if it's dark out, people can see my shoes and see that I'm running down the street. So I kind of went through that process to pick this shoe is the right shoe that I'm going to go for my runs with. And I've gone for so many, you guys, I had to order a new pair because they're just worn out. So when you think about running and how I had to pick the just right shoe, there's a lot of times in your day you have to kind of pick what's just right. What's just right for lunch, depending on how hungry you are. What's just right for going to bed, depending on what you did that day. Things like that. You want to keep those things in mind as you're picking your just right book. So, is it interesting to you? Don't pick a book just because it's there. Pick a book because it's interesting. Think about all the things that we've done to orient ourselves with a story. What is your connection with that book that makes you want to read it? Is it on your right level? I don't want to put is it on your reading level, but is it on a level where you can read a page and for the most part understand it? Maybe you need to reread it once or twice to really get the full gist, but overall it's not too difficult for you to read. Is it appropriate? That's kind of a big one. When I talk about is it appropriate, I don't mean is it school appropriate or anything like that. What I mean when I'm telling you is it appropriate is, does it match the tasks that you're being asked to do for the day? So as we work on building our stamina right now, we're not being asked to do anything in particular for our writing or for reading. We're just kind of being asked to build that stamina. So thinking about appropriate right now, what would be the next appropriate thing for you to read? Are you in a chapter book right now where it would be appropriate for you to continue reading the rest of those chapters? Maybe you've been reading a little bit more nonfiction, right? Where would it be appropriate to read a few of those books rather than just one to read over a period of time? Or maybe transition to something fiction so that you're crossing genres, right? Kind of piggybacking off of that is it fitting you as a reader? So if we think about those nonfiction books, if you've been reading a lot about turtles, are you ready to learn more? Where you can pick another book about turtles that's going to give you different information. Maybe you are reading Harry Potter. I know some of you guys have been reading Harry Potter and you just finished and you really liked that. Maybe it's appropriate, or your next step to fit you as a reader would be to pick something a little bit similar. Try to find another series that's like that one. There's a lot that can go in to selecting the just right books, but we want to make sure that what we're reading is challenging us as readers every day. As much as those fun picture books and Weird But Trues and graphic novels can be, are they pushing you as a reader to continue improving your reading life at your new temporary school in your home? If they're not, sure, you can take some time, maybe 5-10 minutes to read that, but make sure you're moving on and pushing yourself to those new things. So with that being said, I want to share with you guys, you have some other options for reading at home. You have Raz. You have any books you have at home, any library books maybe that you had with you. Also, Epic has recently allowed all of you to read books at home. So you can log into Epic and read some books on Epic as well. Now remember, you have passwords on your account and your password is the first 4 digits of your lunch number. If you've forgotten that, send me a private comment on Google Classroom and I will let you know what your password is, or if your parent wants to email me, whatever it may be, let me know so I can let you know your password for that. But we know Epic is a great place to go to get that information. Maybe you've been researching something. Log that website, log that research. We've talked about finding credible sources. There's so many ways to read out there. So make sure you're getting out and exploring it and finding new ways to find books that are just right for you. Make sure you're logging it, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye.